The most recent one that I think is going to be
on here?
is the most fun. I hope it's on here.
Yeah, I mean, it might be blocked. I'm saying,
Dude, if it's not on here, we are going to have a way different conversation. No, we're going right here.
United Arab Emirates?
To Abu Dhabi. Abu Dhabi.
Abu Dhabi's a city.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
That is actually, yeah, no, I think it's the capital of the United Arab Emirates. A lot of people think it's Dubai.
Yeah, I always thought Dubai, UAE, and Abu Dhabi were different places. I always kept meaning to look it up, but now I just did.
You used to be right.
What do you mean?
So back in the day, like pre-40s, this is basically British mandate, like British.
Split up?
Yeah, this is like a British mandate over these Arab Emirates.
Yeah.
And so basically, an emirate is just like a city controlled by an emir. And an emir is like the ruler of the city, right? So back in the day, this was like, this was like 10 different emirates. So you had Abu Dhabi, you had Dubai, you
like
had
small little kingdoms.
Exactly. RAC was like another one.
What's RAC?
It's like
That's congressman from Brooklyn?
yeah. No, it's like another city, but I don't know what it stands for, but it's like some Arab words. Those are the only two I know. But then like technically like Bahrain,
up here.
yeah, Bahrain, Qatar was another one. I say Qatar, but you hang with enough.
They say Qatar also. All the generals were like, we go to Qatar.
We're going to Qatar.
Yeah.
The Qatar is the way you're supposed to say it, I guess.
And there's Saudi Arabia, which is another thing, but they also hate them. They hate these people. People are like, why are you doing shows in there? Why are you doing, why is golf? So this is where golf is?
Yeah, I believe
UAE.
so. Yeah, so UAE is a really fascinating place. So it used to be all these different fucking empires, and then this one guy, Sheikh Zayed, basically they had nothing. It was a very small desert, okay? And they didn't have any. They had ports and stuff, which was like valuable to the British at the time, but it was like they were making their money from pearl diving. They would literally like send people down the water, find oysters and clams and shit, get the pearls out and sell the pearls. Like that was their industry, and then they find trillions of dollars underneath their feet.
Of oil.
Yeah.
After they already had their own country.
No, that's the crazy thing. So Sheikh Zayed finds all this oil. He's the dude.
It was still being ruled by England?
It's still like mandate from England. So basically what he's able to do is broker a deal with like the US and BP in England, British Petroleum, and get independence for UAE for like favorable oil rates for BP.
Wow. You'd think they'd be like, no, we're actually going to just take all that.
Bro, it's like the most undervalued, like masculine trait, in my opinion, is just like diplomacy. You know what I mean? Like we put so much precedence on like fucking, this guy's so strong and tough.
Say that shit to my face.
Yeah, he doesn't take shit from anyone.
It's like,
but dude, this guy is smart enough to be able to be like, okay, I'm going to take this trillions of dollars. He didn't say, because BP was like, yo, how about we get it out of the ground for you? We'll give you some money. And he was like, no. We're going to put our own shit, our own derricks, our own drilling, and we're going to get it all out ourselves.
That's how podcast networks get you.
Exactly.
We want 60%.
Yeah, just come in and talk for a little bit. We'll give you some money.
Yeah.
So, yeah, they tried to get him into like a fucking Berry Gordy, like Motown deal. And he said no. And so he is able to unite all of these emirates that have been fighting each other since the dawn of time. All of these emirates have been at war, right? Like you fight the people near you.
Yeah, right.
And so he basically went to Dubai, he went to all these other people, and they were like,
what, he said, you got oil too?
Yeah, he was like, hey guys, I have great news. We found oil. I think you guys have oil. We all got oil. Instead of fighting each other and killing each other over this oil, let's just all combine our forces and then become a financing superpower.
United Arab Emirates.
Exactly.
Wow.
And it's truly remarkable. And obviously there's like some controversial elements of like what they've done, but it's fascinating as a country.
Wow.
So,
yeah, that is interesting.
I didn't know any of this. So
I'm trying to do this in my stand-up now, or just in general. Just in general, and then my stand-up fed from it is just focus on a positive instead of the negative. So every time it's like, yeah, well, they have human rights abuse. I'm like, that's the negative part. Can we just talk about some cool, like don't even think about it. Who cares? I'm not talking about that right now.
This is the thing.
Yeah.
This is the thing.
When I went to Myanmar, they were like, well, I heard this same thing. Human rights. I heard they're killing the Rohingya. I'm like, I didn't go to that part.
Yeah.
I'm just saying the tea leaf salads are really good.
Yeah. When I traveled to Myanmar,
why would you ask that? Why would you say that?
Yeah. When I went there, I wasn't like, yo, where's the sex trafficking?
Great summer day. You're like, oh, what a great day to go to a Yankee game. Like, homeless people die in this heat. Like, well, thanks.
Yeah.
Jesus.
I'm gonna do that anytime anyone goes anywhere. Like, someone goes to France, I'm like, do you know what they've done? Do you know what happened in France? You know the age of consent in France?
Yeah.
It's like 13. You're gonna go to that country? What the fuck is wrong with that?
That's crazy. I didn't know any of that.
That is a good point we only do it with like developing nations.
Yeah,
we
do you know
only
what they've done. You're like, do you know what you've done, bro?
we live in America.
I
dude.
didn't vote for that. You're like, shut up, then. Just shut
Neither
up.
did they.
Neither did they.
It's a monarchy. They didn't vote for this. But it's remarkable. This dude Sheikh Zayed literally united all these emirates.
Yeah.
Was diplomatic enough to gain independence. Like, look at any of these other nations in the region that try to nationalize their resources.
Yeah.
They get fucking clipped immediately. They get murdered, and then the U.S. sends in.
Just comes in. It's like, we'll help you. We'll set it up for you. We'll give you 20%
They put in
back.
a CIA asset as the president of the country. They do a coup d'etat, and then they take all the
remember
money.
hearing about all these, that this wars are all still going on all through here because after World War II, like, let's split up this stuff into full countries. And so they're like, well, Israel's a good idea. Or no, Iraq-Iran is a good idea. They're like, okay, this will be the line.
Like, you got off the first one, you're like, all right.
Yeah, because that wasn't really from that. And then they're like, all right, here's the border. But then there's like cultural or whatever, like there's like Shiites and there's Kurds or whatever. Like, well, no, our area would be here. And their area would be here. Like, we've had both sides of that river. Like, well, we made a border. Like, well, now we're an ethnic minority, and they hate us. We had a group, and you fucking fucked us up. And so they're still fighting over what the borders should be.
But this is the insidiousness of British colonialism, is that they were able to be like, okay, we're going to intentionally put ethnic minorities into these majority countries, and then we're going to give power to the minorities. We are going to side with the minorities, either intentionally or just by virtue of them going to get slaughtered, so the British had to come in and control it.
Pakistan, India happened. They all drove the Pakistanis out.
Oh, it's insane.
Yeah.
I mean, have you heard of Churchill's hiccup?
No, what is that?
This is like I don't know if it's like confirmed fact, but there's an interesting Wikipedia article on it. But basically, some people speculate that Churchill literally, him and his boys were going through and they were like carving up all of the Middle East. And then there's like little pockets where it's like, wait, why is that included? There's a mountain range that should divide the region. There's ethnic groups on either side that would war with each other. Why is this part of it included in the country?
What?
And I think the answer that he gave to the press at the time was like, I must have been a hiccup or some shit like that. Then people are like, no, it wasn't a hiccup. You're trying to include ethnic groups in the same country that are going to war with each other so that you are always needed as a daddy state.
Interesting.
This is what I've heard. I'm sure there's some British historian that's like, well, actually, that's not true.
But also, it's like they don't really care about them. So they're just like, I don't know, divided here. We're not going to do a lot of research. Like, this should be about right.
They don't care, but they
children.
do want to have access to the resources. They want to have access to all the things. And if they're constantly at war, then they can be the daddy state that controls it. But, I mean, yeah, it's fucking insane.
Okay, that's history, though, which I never do on this. But that was very good.
Why are we talking about history?
That was very good.
Come on, dude.
Where you been and where you going? This is Ari's travel show, yeah. We're gonna go on a journey today and see what there's to see in this big world. We're exploring different places, seeing all different types of faces. We're gonna talk about travel today. It's UB Trip.